Alright guys, so this is just a continuation on the motorcycle camping kit, whatever. Basically, the stuff that I'll take with me when I go camping on the bike. So what you're seeing here is just a rough idea of items. Just about all of that stuff there fits inside that backpack there anyway. So there are a few items that I haven't shown, that aren't shown here at the moment. Like for instance, toiletries, food, and clothing. And the reason for the clothing is most of the clothing I'll be carrying on my person. There'll be a few things like, for instance, when I'm riding the bike, I'll be wearing jeans, but when I'm actually going to sleep, I'll wear a pair of tracky pants. So the tracky pants will, I'll either wear them underneath me jeans while I'm actually riding and then take them off and put them away when I get to the destination, or I'll put them in the bag or something like that. I haven't decided yet. When it comes, also medication, because I'm still recovering from cancer and stuff, I've still got a little bit of medication I've got to take. Also, I suffer from, what do they call it, hypothyroid, so I've got to make sure I take those medications with me as well, stuff like that. So medication isn't shown on here either. Food, well, I'll have to work on the food situation at a later stage. But yeah, anyway, what we'll do is I'll set the camera up properly on its stand, and we'll go through all the stuff that I'm showing here, and all the stuff that I'm going to take with me. And yeah, if people have any suggestions, it'd be awesome if you could leave a comment to let me know what you think of what I'm taking with me and what you think I should take as well. Bear in mind that Australian conditions are different from other countries, so there's certain things that aren't necessary, but yeah, obviously I haven't been camping for a long time, so there's certain things that I will have forgotten to show. So yeah, alright, I'm going to set this camera up and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so as best I can, I'll try and show all the stuff here that I've got on the ground. Now, for starters, I'll go from this side, obviously, because this is where I am. Cooking. So, because I've got room, I'm going to take both my Alco stove and my fuel burning stove. I'm going to take both of them because I haven't tested either of them out, so it's worth me taking them just to find out what actually works better. Most likely I'll actually build a fire pit and I'll probably cook off the coals and all that sort of stuff, but I will take those just because I want to be able to test it out and all that sort of stuff. I have here my cooking kit. It's a pot, has a couple of measuring cups, and it's a pan and all that sort of stuff in there. I've got my billy, and I've got my metal pot and water bottle, which fits inside this bag here. It also has a little pocket on the front there where I can put a lighter in it or something like that. I have shown just about everything you see here in previous videos, but it never hurts to go through them again. So the bag, obviously, headlamp. I decided I'd take a headlamp rather than just a normal torch, because because at night time I'd rather have both my hands free to be able to do something, and yeah, it works out a bit easier. I've decided I'm going to take my little SAS survival guide, because I mean, well, it's something to read, and also it may give me some ideas that I may not have thought of while I'm out and about. A good compass is important, so I've got this one here that I've had since I was about 8 years old. It's made in Japan. It's an engineer's compass, so it's really good. I mean, I'm probably not going to be going anywhere where I'm going to be getting lost, but you never know. If you go, whenever you go camping, you may go on bushwalks and all that sort of stuff, and it never hurts to have items to be prepared for. In search of, anyone who's watching these has probably already watched many other sort of survival shows and probably knows a lot more about it than what I do. This is not a complete list of what I'll be taking. It's also stuff that I may not need, so it's good to be able to show what I've got and get some feedback from you guys to be able to tell me what stuff you reckon I should take and what stuff you reckon is not necessary. So moving further across, I've got a tarp. Now this one here is 2.3 metres by 1.7 metres. It's a 90 gram tarp, so it's plenty big enough to make a shelter if I need to, but being that I'm taking a swag, that's probably not really necessary, but a swag's only good for sleeping in. If it rains, and being that I've got the bike and all that as well, I want to be able to put up a bit of a shelter so that my bike's not sitting in the wet, and also generally around the camp area, it's nice to be able to have something underneath a bit of a shelter sort of thing. So that's plenty big enough for what I need, and it fits perfectly in the side pocket here that I have in the bag. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah. So everything here I've already checked and fits really well in the bag, except for the sleeping bag, which will fit inside the actual swag over the back there. Moving down, I've got my yabby net. Now, for any people that don't know, yabbies are freshwater crayfish. They're our native version of crawdads, or whatever you call them in America, and I'm not sure what you call them in the UK. Also have a 10 litre water container. Now all three of those things just slide in the side pocket there, and it's really good there. It's really compact, and yeah. So just down a little bit further, I always take a pair of fingerless gloves with me, just because your hands can get cold at night, especially in the springtime over here. It may as well be winter some days, so it never hurts to have a pair of gloves to just keep your hands warm. My axe, of course, my little camp axe, hatchet, whatever you call it, made in Italy. I'm pretty happy with that. I got that at a market, and I only paid something like about $5 for that. And the sheath, obviously, you saw in the previous video, is something that I made myself, which I'll probably end up making a new one of that eventually, once I get a little bit better and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's that. Also a little saw. Just never hurts to have one of those. I mean, there's probably better things that I could take with me. I'll probably get a better one than this. This one's a pretty crappy one, and it'd be nice to have one that actually folds up and stuff, because this one's probably a little bit more dangerous, being that it's open blade or whatever. So I may change that. Duct tape. Out of everything here, I reckon this is probably the most useful item that you can take camping with you. Now you would have seen in my previous videos my little camp survival kits. Now that's obviously not a necessity, but being that I haven't been camping for a very long time, and I've been making all this stuff and haven't had a chance to actually try it out, it's worth my time to actually take this stuff with me and give it a go. What's the point in making these stuff if you never try it out? So I'll take one of those with me and I'll actually test out the items in it, and hopefully if I can take my camera and stuff with me, I'll videotape it all as well. So moving down, I'm going to take a notepad with me. I think it's a good idea to carry one of these, especially if I'm planning further camping trips and stuff like that. It's a good thing to note down items that weren't necessary to take with me and items that I should have taken with me. It's always a good idea to take a notepad just to jot a few things down. Bic lighter, always worthwhile having one of these. I've wrapped it in a bit of duct tape. I don't know, that's just another good place to put duct tape, I suppose. So I've got my fishing rod here now. It's one of these Shimano telescopic rods. Now, I don't need to take that. I could probably take a hand reel or something like that, but I like the idea of being able to take an actual fishing rod with me, and it fits in my bag quite nicely. So I may take that one, I may take a hand reel. Now I've got here is a little tiny fishing kit. It has everything in there except the line. And here I've got a couple of knives. Now that's my fishing knife. It's got the scaler on the back of it, and it's pretty sharp. It's a good filleting knife, and it was made in Japan, so it's not a cheapo, but I can't remember where I got that from. So I probably don't need to take that with me. I've got my little Mora knife here, which I always take a couple of knives with me, and being that I'm going to go on a camping trip, I decided that I'll take a couple of items with me that I can test out while I'm actually camping. It's not a necessity, but it's good fun to try things out, and that way I can get a bit more experience and know a bit more about what I'm talking about when I actually do make these videos. My favourite knife, as I've shown in many videos before, is my German Skinner. I love this knife, it really is one of my favourite knives. Also, I'll be taking my new knife that I've only just finished making, but still need to make the sheath for it. I'll be taking that one because that's going to be a fun thing to play with. Garbage bags. Now, I don't know if that's a necessity or not, but frankly, I love being able to go out in the bush, but I don't like it. I don't like people that leave their rubbish and stuff like that. And I certainly don't plan on being one of those twerps that leave their rubbish everywhere, so I'll take some garbage bags with me just so I can clean up after myself. Got my aqua tabs for my water, so in here is 10 aqua tabs, along with my water container there. That's each one of those tabs is good for 1 litre of water, and that's a 10 litre container over there, so that goes perfectly with that. Another non-essential item, I've got this little camp cup that I got from one of the military scout sites. I think I saw it on. I thought it was a cool little thing. I might give it a go, see what it's like. Moving down a bit further, I think it's very important in Australian conditions. We get a lot of mozzies and stuff like that around water when the weather heats up. So I've got here a mosquito net to go over my hat. It goes just on there like that. and it's a good idea to take one of those with me. Cordage, I've got some yellow paracord here, what's it called, 440 or something like that, paracord. Yellow because of the fact that it's bright and I'm not going to lose it. I'll also take some other type of cordage with me, but it's always good to have some form of cordage when you go out in the woods. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. A pair of gloves. Now, I don't know about other people, but things like gloves and also knee pads here, I mean, I'm only in my 30s, but my knees get shocking after a while if I'm kneeling down, so knee pads, I love them. They just save your knees. And gloves, you've got to protect your hands, especially when you're out in the woods. Things like first aid and stuff like that, you need to make sure that you take care of yourself. So keeping your hygiene up and all that sort of stuff as well. Here I've got some antibacterial hand gel, which obviously will come in handy for many different purposes and stuff like that. It's worthwhile having that sort of thing. And over here is me. It's a camp shovel / pick and all that sort of stuff. And I've shown that in previous videos before as well. Now, I think it has many different purposes. I don't really need to explain it, but obviously if you're going to be out there, you're going to need to have a toilet and stuff like that, so you're going to want to dig a trench, and that's a good trench digging tool. So there it is. I think I've shown you everything here. If I haven't, I apologise, but there's certain things like, for instance, toiletries, which I haven't shown here, and stuff like that, which will definitely go in there. So all that stuff fits in the bag, and there's plenty of room left over in the bag. So things like food that I would take with me would be stuff like dehydrated goods. Now, I can't afford to buy those stuff that comes in those vacuum seal packages and all that sort of stuff. So I do all my own dehydrated foods and stuff. So I'll probably do a video on that if I can get me dehydrator going. If not, I'll have to get a new dehydrator. But yeah, so what you see here is basically all the stuff that will go in the bag. If I've missed some things, if there's some things that people think I don't need and stuff like that, feel free to comment. I'd love to hear back from you guys to let me know what you think. There's certainly stuff that I'm missing, but I can't think of anything at the moment. So yeah, there's definitely more items to add, and it'd be nice to know. I'll certainly know once I'm actually out and about what sort of items I should take with me. Anyway guys, this has been another little video on the what am I calling it, the motorcycle camp kit. Okay, that'll do. Motorcycle camp kit. So yeah, this is so I'll do another video later on with everything packed up, and also I'll need to be able to be sure that I can get all of that plus food and that sort of stuff on the bikes as well. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the little video, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a good one.